first episode back and in our new big studio. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Hex. I just hope Darren's ready and he's finished building our set.
Well, I heard he was hard at work all holidays welding and lasering, so I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
All right.
Let's go.
What? Darren!
No!
Welcome to Good Games Spawn Point for 2013!
Darren! What's all this?
Darren, you can't be serious. Where are we supposed to sit?
Oh, your seats are down to the sides. Just down there.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Darren.
Really?
Well, yes. Hello and welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Barjo, if you can even see me over here.
Yes, and I'm Hex.
And I am Darren, the data-analyzing robot for the ruthless extermination of noobs!
Hex.
I can't see you,
Over
Barjo.
here, Hex. It's going to be another one of those years, I think.
It is good to be back, though.
Yes, it is good to be back. And coming up later in the show, we have a look at the fantastical RPG, Ni no Kuni.
Plus, Goose checks out the new Zelda Symphony that's been touring the world.
We also open up the Ask Good Game inbox and answer some of your questions. And Hex, it's going to be crazy. I haven't checked it all holidays.
Well, no, it's going to be out of control. I haven't checked it either. Yeah. You know, I went on a cruise for my holiday. There was a video game arcade on the boat.
Well, we all know what Darren got up to over the holidays, building this monstrosity and blowing all of our budget on it. Darren, I'm sorry, but it's got to go.
Oh, but I worked so hard on it.
Yeah, we have to get on with our first review, guys.
Yeah, come on, Darren.
Darren, we can help you.
Oh.
Is this welded to the floor? Right on the front.
Yeah.
Are you sure these sticks will come off easily, Barjo? I had that sticky residue. It never comes off.
Yeah, Darren, sure. They'll come off straight away. It's just like the stickers you see on apples.
Speaking of stickers, it's time to review Paper Mario Sticker Star. About, over the bow tie.
One day, the carefree people of the Mushroom Kingdom are happily enjoying the passing of the Sticker Comet at the annual Sticker Fest, when guess who shows up?
Yes, as always, Bowser crashes the party, smashing up the Sticker Comet and scattering its royal stickers across the land.
Other than Super Paper Mario games have always focused much more on the RPG or role-playing game mechanics compared to the usual platforming we associate with Mario.
The world is split into fairly small levels, all connected through a familiar world map. In each level, you only have a few tools at your disposal. You can jump, hit things with your hammer, or paperize the world, which lets you either pull up parts of the world or put stickers in special places to solve puzzles.
And the world is littered with stickers for you to find. They're stuck on walls and floors, and you can buy them in shops and even win them in battle.
When you encounter a baddie, you're launched into a turn-based battle, and you'll actually use those stickers as attacks. So to jump on an enemy, you'll have to use a jump sticker, for example, and once you've used it, it's gone. Or you can just do what I started to do after a few hours and just try and run away from everything.
Yes, and unlike other Paper Mario games, you don't get levels or experience from fights, so running away is a perfectly acceptable option. And instead of leveling, you just find better, shinier stickers that do more damage. I was a bit sad not to level up a bit, though I do like leveling.
The combat, however, is deceptively deep. Enemies all have weaknesses and strengths, so you have to use your stickers wisely. You also gain an advantage going into fights by either whacking enemies with your hammer or jumping onto them. And by correctly timing a button press with your attacks, you can make them much more powerful.
Yes, and mastering that timing is crucial. If you nail your attacks, it can mean the difference between dealing 20 points of damage or a measly 2.
Despite its cutesy looks, this game can be tricky at times. If you don't have enough stickers or the right kind of stickers, then you've got no chance. However, a well-prepared player will breeze through most battles.
Yes, I found myself getting stuck a few times, Darren, because it wasn't obvious what I had to do. Often I'd have to backtrack to find out what it was I'd missed, and then it would be something like an invisible wall that I hadn't hit. It is frustrating that the game doesn't tell you when you found everything in the actual zone, because you don't know what you've missed and you have to go and scour for things, and it's
Affirmative.
One thing that bugged me is that you can't simply solve the puzzles by trial and error. Most puzzles require special thing stickers, which are either hard to find or expensive to buy. Generally, it's pretty obvious which sticker you need to use, but if you're not sure and make a wrong guess, then your sticker simply falls to the ground and gets wasted. least give it back. That was expensive.
I do like the look of the game though. The 3D effect is a sight to behold. Everything really pops, and the papery design makes it feel like you're looking into a little handcrafted diorama.
It's got a great sense of humour as well, doesn't it? What are you giving it, Badge?
Well, it's the most fun I've had with a Mario game for a while, so I'm giving it 8 out of 10.
It's an 8 from me too. Now, video games often have beautiful, sweeping musical scores that take your breath away, and the Legend of Zelda series is no exception.
Oh, affirmative. They're some of my favourite pieces of music. La 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 la.
You don't need to sing it, Darren, because Goose, our roving field reporter, has found a symphony dedicated completely to Zelda.
Music has always played a big role in video games, and over the years we've seen it progress from simple bleeps and bloops to full orchestral pieces. Well, I'm here at the Sydney Opera House to meet some very clever people who are bringing the music from the Zelda series live to the world.
What's so brilliant about this show and what Jaron Moore, our creative producer, and also Chad Sider have done is they've actually created a 4-movement symphony, which essentially is a retelling of The Legend of Zelda. But what's unique about that is it's the first time it's ever been done for a video game.
We were able to work directly with Kando-san, and Chad and I would conceptualize the pieces. I would kind of work with him on the narrative, and then he would then go and do the music and the notation and kind of figure out the orchestration. We'd throw it to Koji Kondo. He would tell us what he liked and what he didn't like. Fortunately, he never really returned a whole lot of notes, just lots of thumbs up. Zelda was really kind of the first game that just completely struck my imagination and sort of set it on fire. I had that melody just stuck in my head from the original game. I would play out my own little fantasies with that theme music going. And in a way, I was hearing it not the way it was in the game, but hearing it with a full orchestra.
Hi Emma, now you're conducting the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. Can you tell me, how did you first get into conducting?
All I know is I've always wanted to be a conductor since I was a little girl, as you do, in the west of Ireland. Your job as a conductor is to mould and shape the music. You'll see me cueing the musicians for their part. You'll see me phrasing the music, getting a whole group of 80 people to perform that melody with the same accent. It's such a great experience to go to different cities and work with the great orchestras of those cities. And each performance has a different flavour because there's a different group of musicians. The Sydney Symphony, they're a family, they play together all the time. You can really hear the difference, for me, I can really hear the difference in the brass. And our percussion section is rocking.
What's so neat about the fans coming into this concert hall tonight, they all have their own experience with these games. It sort of lines up with certain moments in their life. I can think about where I was when I was playing Link to the Past and what was going on in my life at that time. And so all these people have all these memories and they're getting to re-experience this nostalgia together. It just creates this bond that you just don't get anywhere else.
What I've always wanted to do is create a show that everything's on beat. You know, it's on a train and it's on a click, so that everything is just working together. So there's no wasted movement or any wasted video, and it's just beautifully orchestrated to the visuals. It's almost like watching a movie with the soundtrack.
So what are some of the big differences producing a concert about video game music opposed to one about classical music?
Obviously, the artist is the game itself. Unlike a Pavarotti or the Three Tenors, they're the artist and you focus on them, but really the focus is on the visuals of the game and of course the musicians. So that's really the biggest difference. And how does that relate to the fans?
Exposing our younger fans to the orchestra in this way, we don't dumb the music down. It's only the live orchestra and live chorus. We don't have any trickery. We don't do anything like that. The blood, sweat and tears that you're hearing and seeing is real human beings doing it there in the moment.
Anyone who would want to get into a role like you're doing, any advice?
Pursue your dreams. I mean, really. I love video games. I love music. You know, I met people who did those things. Be accessible and be willing to learn.
I never allowed anyone to tell me I couldn't do it. You know, I just knew that this is what I wanted to do, this is where I was going, and nobody was going to tell me that it was impossible. If you feel that passion for the music, let that lead you rather than any thoughts of a career. Like I'm always saying to Zelda fans who say, can we please have the score? And we say, you know, why don't you do your own arrangement of the themes? You know, that's what we did as kids. And that's the way. Figure it out, be fascinated, be passionate.
All right. Oh, these emails! So many email texts. Oh, I can't reply fast enough. I've got an idea, Hex. You know what? Before we get the ball rolling, I think we should take all the Minecraft questions and put them in some sort of frequently asked question guide that we can put on our website. That will help with the influx of emails I'm getting here.
Oh, I'm sure the Spawnlings would love that. Good thinking, Barjo. But let's get started with these questions first. So, it's so hard to choose. There's so many of them. I'm just going to close my eyes and pick one at random. That one. Oh, it's from Caleb, who's in Rockingham, Western Australia.
Side typing.
Why would you
craze.
side type?
It's the new craze.
But that's going to make it slower for you.
It works really well. Hi GGSP, I was just wondering, what's the point in having games with meaningless stories / none at all? P.S. Why wasn't Mario introduced to us before Donkey Kong, and why is he a plumber? Mario is one of the greatest heroes of all time. Couldn't he be described as something a little bit more heroic? PPS, Barjo, what happened to your machine that imitated Darren? PPPS, I'm sorry that the question's so long, bye!
Well, Caleb, that's actually a really interesting question. I mean, there's lots of people around who would argue that stories in games often just get in the way of the fun.
Yes, there are lots of great games that don't really have a story, like Pac-Man or Tetris or SimCity or even Minecraft, to put that in the FAQ.
In Minecraft, you make your own story,
That is true.
Yeah.
You make your own journey. And they're still great games.
Yeah, I mean, if I really had to pick one, I'd probably say that gameplay is slightly more important than story, because games are all about having fun with the mechanics and the design.
That's true, Hex. However, I have played terrible games with terrible gameplay, and yet the story has been so good, I've still had a really great time in them.
As for why Mario wasn't introduced before Donkey Kong, well, I'm not sure if I know that there is an answer for that, he just wasn't. But we can tell you why he was designed as a plumber.
Oh, yes, he was actually designed as a carpenter in Donkey Kong. Did you know that? To fit in with the construction setting of the game.
But once he got his own game with Mario Brothers, he spent a lot of his time underground and going through pipes, so they decided it made more sense to make him a plumber. It was as simple as that.
It's nice to have a career change sometimes, though, Hex.
Yes, and he was originally called Jumpman.
Ah, that's a bit of a silly name, isn't it? Just because he jumps? What they call me back then, if I was a video game, I'd be Cheese Sandwich Man or Sit Man.
You'd be Sit Man.
I'd be
for
sit
sure.
down.
You spend a lot of time sitting.
Sit down Cheese Sandwich Man. You're right though, Caleb, it's not a very heroic career, but in a way, that makes him more heroic, since he's just an ordinary guy fighting to save the day. And I think I have the Darren imitation device down here somewhere. Ah, yes, okay, check this out.
I'm Darren. I shoot lasers and sing badly.
Hey guys, you should totally call Darren with it and pretend that you're actually him from the future. He
Oh,
knows
yes!
about. And he deals with all that space-time continuum stuff, so you totally believe it too. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Hello, Darren speaking. Hello, Darren. It's me, Darren. I'm calling from the future. Oh, hi, future me. Have we exterminated all the noobs yet? Not yet.